Horizon Home Reaction. This is China urges Trump to abandon Golden Dome missile defense plan. Now, sorry. Okay, so this is why does China care? This is just like point blank, like, oh, we don't want you to defend yourself against us type of shit. This is an insane title so far. Okay, first of all, Golden Dome, as far as I remember, is like how Israel has Iron Dome. You know, I always assumed the USA kind of already has that. US has Patriot system, which is like specific system. I think it's again cruise missile and certain things, not everything. You have Aegis system, which is also like different. I'm pretty sure it covers the space and everything as well. But it's not like S-400. S-400 is a system that basically is all-rounder. It can target anything. Now you can argue like how accurate that is. It was pretty accurate in India. So, but then again, like you could argue like how accurate it is, but it's all-rounder. US doesn't have an all-rounder. US has multiple systems. But I always assume like US has everything, yeah, that you can protect. But I guess they are properly going to install whatever like holes there is in the system and properly install things around America. So 24/7, anything can just come and they can defend against this. India already has that because India is surrounded by Pakistan and China. I guess US never had to think about that before. So I think it's going to be something similar. Like India has S-400, Akash system, Prithvi system, multiple 3-4 system that covers all the layers. So, I don't know which way China can even say like, oh, don't do this. Why? This is just defense system. Why not do this? That's just weird, isn't it? So let's go this one.
Rolling out his $175 billion plan for America's Golden Dome missile defense system.
I promised the American people that I would build a cutting-edge missile defense shield to protect our homeland from the threat of foreign missile attack. This design for the Golden Dome will integrate with our existing defense capabilities and should be fully operational before the end of my term.
Ultimately, this right here, the Golden Dome for America, is game changing.
Yep, that's the word, isn't it? Integrate. So you already have a lot of system. I think they're just gonna plug the holes, whatever there are.
It's a generational investment in the security of America.
Look at that, how it is. So it even calls Mexico and Canada. I guess they are having a talk with Canada because in order to defend Alaska, you kind of have to like defend Canada anyway. So they're with Canada, like Canada has to invest or something. Canada probably going to do that anyway.
America and Americans.
Leading aerospace and defense company Lockheed Martin could be a major contributor to this project. Their chief operating officer, Frank St. John, joins me now. Frank, good morning to you. So what are the capabilities that Lockheed has that can help with this?
Good morning, Carly. As the nation's leading provider of missile defense systems, Lockheed Martin brings fielded, proven capabilities in space, airborne, and
I like how he starts with that leading defense. So we're the best, by the way. That's what we bring. We're the best. That's what we bring. That's what he's saying.
And surface sensing, as well as interceptors to defeat threats, and command and control capabilities to integrate all of that together.
And this Golden Dome could ultimately block nuclear missiles shot from on the ground and in space as well?
Yes, and there are, significant analysis of the existing and growing threat that have created the demand for this system to be fielded now. And so we are bringing those combat-proven capabilities as well as working with all of industry and all of the technology companies to knit together.
Yeah, I mean, ICBMs, which are like space one, like she said, and like others are cruise missiles and plane missiles, I guess. So US already has radars and scanners and things that could take out planes and everything. Like I said, Aegis, Patriot, and many others. US can already take out shit from like space. But when it comes to ICBMs, the best ICBMs that are, with China is amongst them, alongside America, right? So the best of the best ICBM and their speed, which is like 30 plus 35 Mach or something, it's not easy to defend against that, especially if it deployed very close. Like if China has a nuclear submarine very close to the American shores and they launch ICBM from that, you're not gonna have much time to defend against that shit. If they launches from like Chinese mainland, yeah, you probably can. But yeah, it's really hard to defend against ICBM, which has a speed like that. But yeah, I think you can defend against at least half or more. But yeah, some of them will pass through. Not to mention like MIRV, which is supposed to like throw like this scatter gun type thing with it when it comes to nukes, which they'll throw essentially from space as well. So multiple nukes launches at once, which is another hard thing to defend against. So anybody has ICBM and MIRV technology like China or something, yeah, it's going to be really hard to defend against.
This capability that will defend against those threats that you mentioned, as well as cruise missiles and intermediate ballistic missiles and other threats as well.
Well, it's fascinating, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that the robotic arms that are operating behind you and people walking past. So clearly all systems go at Lockheed Martin this morning, and I imagine that this Golden Dome and build.
Yes, he's impressed pretty fast. Oh, look at this robotic arms. Yeah, they're Lockheed Martin. Of course, like Ferrari has, robotic arms. Many others. So yeah, it's Lockheed better have them.
And creating it would be a job creator as well.
It is, and yeah, the work of deterrence is a 24/7 operation, and you see that in process here. And yes, there's going to be jobs in California, Colorado, Alabama, Arkansas, New Jersey, New York, all over the country. This is going to be a system that's built domestically here in the United States. And we're really proud to take a leading role in bringing President Trump's vision to reality.
Okay, so let's talk about how some of our adversaries are feeling about the president's announcement yesterday. Chinese Foreign Ministry put out this statement this morning saying this undermines global strategic balance and stability.
No fucking way they just said that. Like, we all have nuclear bombs so we can threaten each other. If you have defense against that, it's like it's imbalances things. Like, we all have nuclear bombs so we can kill each other, and that's the stability we have. Now you have something anti-defense things, that's not good. Really? Okay, if that's the case, why are you aggressively increasing your military all around? Why are you increasing everything? Why are you flexing at the level? Why are you threatening Taiwan all the time? You're not the one to play the victim at this point. Right? And America can defend against ICBMs. Like, this is not right. Like, this literal kid saying, why does he have a better toy than me? This is not fair.
China expresses serious concern over this. We urge the United States to abandon the development and deployment of a global missile defense system as soon as possible.
Defense. There's never been a time where somebody argued like you shouldn't do defense. It's not an offense, it's a defensive system. Like, how are you going to argue that?
I mean, this is a defensive technology, so how do you feel about that and where they're coming from here?
Well, what we've seen historically is that the thing that leads to conflict is a lack of deterrence. Yeah. And so our belief, along with the administration, is that having strong deterrence is the best way to deter conflict. And so we're looking forward to partnering with General Gutlein and the administration to roll this out and make the world safe for peace and prosperity.
So the president also said yesterday that Canada wants to be involved in this.
Oh, I love that. Like, what he said makes no sense. If you have the defense system that can defend against anything, then no longer deterrence, is it? Like, yeah, you have deterrence, but others don't. So it's not really global safety, is it? Like, that's what China is saying in the first place, but it's a very weird way to say it. Like, okay, we need deterrence. Okay, US is not attacking you. Were you planning on attacking USS? And why you have problem, right? Again, India is also developing next generation of like Prithvi system, Akash system, which is like anti-ICBM and things like that. China's not going to say no to them, and India's not going to listen. So I don't know what this point is.
But they would have to pay their fair share. And some skeptics say that the immense cost and the actual ability to create something to defend an entire continent isn't realistic. So what would you say to those critics?
I mean, you're not really defending an entire continent. I mean, in a way, sure, but it's like, it's Canada and USA. You can't do that. USA can't do that. I mean, come on. It's not like defending entire Asia or Africa or something. Like, yeah, North America is big, but yeah, compared to that and how much area you're covering, yeah, it's fine.
Well, most of the constituent elements of the system have been demonstrated already in smaller scale around the world, and all of them have been proven in combat situations. And so this is really a scaling of capability and an integration capability. And the technology that's available today for networking, for edge and cloud computing, for bringing artificial intelligence to bear on the decision making, All of that new technology is what's going to allow us to stitch these capabilities together and produce this system.
It's fascinating. And really quickly, final question to you. Do you really think that we can get this up and running within President Trump's second term over the
You
next
already
3
have,
years?
man.
Because of the start we have with the existing capabilities, we're going to be able to rapidly assemble a credible deterrent in a very short period of time.
Look, man, here's the thing, right? I need to get this out. It just feels weird. I think Trump's whole thing of like, oh, we need something new and this, I built it, element, is making them give these statements out, right? Like, oh, this is new technology, this is a completely new thing. Because Trump wants to do that, like I created something entirely different, entirely new. And I guess he told people to say it like that. Otherwise, you already have these things. You have THAAD, THAAD, which is like an S-400, but only against cruise missiles or something. Patriot, which is against many other things, which kind of like, together with Patriot and a THAAD, combined is like S-400, but maybe better, I don't know. And you have Aegis system from like a naval side, which I'm pretty sure can fight against space and ICBMs and things like that, which is like really advanced. Aegis is insane. You already have 3 systems and many others, I'm sure of it. Like America is never one to have just 2-3 systems. You probably have 10 systems by now. So you already have that. Like he said in the video, it's about scale. You're just seeing like, can we scale it up? Can we actively put things that 24/7 is on the lookout to protect America? Which is surprising to me. I thought you would have already done that, but you apparently didn't. Trump is the first guy to actually think, fuck me, why am I doing that? Because you don't want to be like Pakistan-India conflict. It just happened instantly in 24 hours. You don't want that shit happening with China and you. China's one ICBM just blowing one of your city up. It's like a massive slap in the face after all this time. So you need Golden Dome. And China's response is just ridiculous. Oh, don't do this. Really? Right, well, there was China or just Trump has to abandon Golden Dome? Sure. Yeah, Trump's going to listen to that. I'll see you next time.